Hello guys, Jano here. I'd like to present to you my Smith of Kitava warrior build. The link of the PoE Ninja is in the description. It is a mixture between the 787 Prada and the Lexd versions of warrior. For cleaning, the Prada version is awesome. His technique is awesome with this whirlwind assault. By using it, you keep using your life and leeching back from the hits against the monsters, since you have the leech of physical damage. I'm gonna talk more about this later. And you fill your single target skill with the glory using the lineage, which is, let me see, the name of the lineage is the Zerfi Infamy. Okay, and in his version he likes to use the bell. However, I found myself dying a lot since I did not want to spend much currency into this build. Okay, as you guys can see, it's not even max capped my resistances, and my set is not that good, except the quarter staff. I really spent over 600 divines in this staff. For some of you, it cannot be that much, but in build that I really like to do, I try to cap the amount of currency that I spend in those builds. It's quite a lot, and this is a pretty good power stuff because it gives tons of physical damage. And as you guys can see, I also leech back my life from the physical damage dealt throughout the map. Okay, so the Lexd really likes to use the shield wall with the resonant shield technique, right? However, I find myself dying, not die, but not dealing enough damage with my resonant shield to clean out the entire screen, such as the whirlwind assault does. Okay, so for cleaning up the whirlwind is pretty much better, and we lose lots of defenses since we are not carrying our shield during the maps. However, since the armor is not that great, unless the fact it can reduce the amount of elemental damage dealt into you with the Kitava Ascension, where is the here 50% of your armor also applies to elemental damage, but it's better kill the mobs instead of deal with them, right? So the better in this game, the best defense is the attack. If you clean the entire screen, you do not need to worry with those, even not being uncapped by the resistance here. All right. So why do I use the shield wall instead of the bell, the same way that Prada does? Because I found myself dying a lot for some stronger bosses that deals tons of physical damage into you. For example, the Willow boss that can hit you really hard, and you have to go nearby him to place the bell, and you are not in a safe spot. With the shield wall, you can be just from far away and deal the huge amount of damage by hitting your shield wall. Okay, so it's much more safe from distance, and sometimes you cannot you not even see the boss because you just go there, create your shield wall and destroy just one shot the map bosses. For pinnacle bosses, as you guys could see at the start of this video, it's not that great, alright? You have to explode 2 or 3 shield walls, depending, but it's an okay amount of damage in my opinion, and way more safer than get nearby the boss, have to deal with it, put down your bell and start hitting the bell, alright? And since the shield wall is primarily a physical skill, it also synergize a lot with some nodes that you get for physical damage. Another difference from Prada version is that I'm using as you guys could see, this helmet to get more spirit into my build, and so I can have the Berserk and Eternal Rage combo. So right now I'm sitting at 44 Rage, and I had to spend one of my Ascensions point to have more life regeneration. Also, I took this time lost ruby here that even increased my life regeneration. And throughout the map, I really like this Horatians node here too. So I'm constantly casting the Warwind Assault, and I barely see my life goes down during the maps, alright? So I need to have that amount of life regeneration to be able to not lose life for Berserk, Eternal Rage combo. And the other stuff is pretty similar to Prada version with the Detonate Dead on Fire Spell on hit, right? Alongside with Herald of Ash that keeps exploding and deal lots of damage into the entire screen. The Whirlwind Assault with the magnified area covers lots of area, and with Headhunter, when you get those around 15 to 20 mods from the monster, you can even double or triple that range for your Whirlwind Assault, which feels really, really good. For example, in temple setups, you really just enter the room and hit Whirlwind Assault, and you cover the entire screen. And sometimes your Whirlwind Assault trespasses the door, the locked door to the next room. You start killing the mobs from another room in your temple. So it's really, really busted, this Whirlwind Assault technique for Kitava builds. It's really, really nice. So since I'm using the shield wall with my shield on my secondary set, weapon set, I'm using Rigvald Ferocity with Zerfi, Unetal's Embrace to break even more armor. And I didn't. Why am I using this warrior totem over here? When I am using Whirlwind Assault, I keep breaking, and since I'm using this support over here, I constantly getting the break armor endurance charge. Okay, and when you have 3, you can place a totem. So I reach some annoying bosses. For example, the Oasis boss is pretty annoying because he has a pretty strong one shot that can kill you, and if when you place a totem, the boss or the mobs focus that totem instead of you. Okay, so the totem here is more like a decoy, so you get a safer position to place your shield wall from far away, and then start hitting the boss with 1 or 2 shield walls is good enough so you do not die to some one shot start from the combat action from the boss, okay? So also, as you guys can see in my tree here, I really like this constricting node here that gives 25% of physical damage. This is what I anointed, which gives me more melee hit. Remember that shoot wall is a melee skill, and Whirlwind Assault is also melee too, so it's pretty nice. If you have enough rage, it gives tons and tons of damage for you with just that node. I also have a +3 on, this is another good thing. Plus this Prism of Relief Diamond that gives +3 to shield wall is considerably more cheaper than the +3 to the bell. I don't know why, because shield wall is pretty strong too, so this is a good thing. As you guys can see, I really like to not spend too much, right? I spend, of course, a lot on those lineages here, but in my opinion, if you have to spend more currency into your build, the lineage for me is the best option because they go across multiple characters that you could have. So for your main, for your alt, if you want to experiment new things, the lineages are the most important things. Even more than the set pieces for your armor, your weapon, because if I want to make for example, a mage build for my secondary character, I will certainly use a Rakata Flow, but I will not use this stuff over here, right? So this is why I think if you have to spend all your currency, the lineages are by far the best option for you to really go into first, then your gear. But of course, a good gear such as this war staff is the thing that's gonna give you the most damage overall, even more than any lineage could do. So keep that in mind, okay? And lastly, another good note that I noticed is that I needed is, since I need some considerably high intelligence to use for example, the staff that requires some intelligence. This helmet over here requires some dexterity. I found myself needing of pretty high intelligence, dexterity, etc. So this jack of all trades, even with the nerfs that GGG gave to this part over here, it's pretty strong still. So this also gives lots of damage for both your main skills or this trigger one over here, the detonate that is a huge amount of damage that it gives from those explosions, and it gives combos with the Herald of Ash, as you can see into the Prada or the Lexd stuff, right? Okay, so that's it. I want to be really short here. The link to PoE Ninja is in the description, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, okay? Thank you guys for watching this, and bye bye, see you next time.